Well, welcome back to the hangar. I'm going to try something a little different for an intro here. Rather than a blank screen with the title, I'm just going to talk you into this one. Back in the hangar, working on the airplane. Today's goal was to, get the linear actuator that is mounted at the top that controls the flaps, get that connected up and displayed. I had to upgrade the my EFIS to add 4 analog inputs, and then I had to, of course, do the fuel system check for fuel leaks and calibrate the fuel sending unit, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this is an interesting episode for you. It's episode number 45. Thanks for watching. Menu, display maintenance, option codes, and got the analog inputs. I've already loaded them. It was an empty spot. Reboot. Yes. And that's how you upgrade the SportEX EFIS. I added the 4 additional analog inputs and the audio, enhanced audio output, which comes with the analog inputs. Because I found I didn't have enough analog inputs for everything I was putting on here. So, there we go. Quick and easy. So, great. Oh, looks like it's rebooted. Everything's accept, and there we go. Look at that. She's up and running. Now what I have to do is calibrate a bunch of stuff. So analog input number 2 is the flaps control, which is on the joystick, and analog input 1 is the fuel level. I'm using the EIS for fuel flow and fuel pressure. So it's going to be fun trying to film the setup process, but I'll see if I can do it somehow. It's going to be rotten camera work, but hey, it is what it is. This is amateur hour. Remember, it's YouTube. It's not professional Nat Geo. At least not that quality yet. Maybe after 5 or 6 years of YouTube, like other people, I can get into the point where it's like, wow, you got really good videos. And if you look at some of those people's early videos, it's like, yeah, they look like mine. So, okay, hopefully that helps some people with if you've got a SportEX or any of their GRT. It's very easy to do upgrades. My next step will be to import the maps, because I live in Canada. The free mapping that comes with the GRT product does not include Canada. So I purchased it from Jeppesen just today. Their cost was $118 US. And so I've got to download that, put it onto memory stick, plug that memory stick into the back like I showed you just a minute ago, and then upgrade that as well. And then I will have the maps for all of Canada. The map and terrain, obstacles and stuff is what I purchased. So I'll show you that when I do that, which might be, no, it won't be in this video. That'll be next week, because I've got to
I've got to download it yet, so I've got to load in the maps. That might be just a quick standalone, like 10-minute video. So anyways, onwards to the rest of what I need to do. Let's pitter-patter and get at it. Okay, checking for leaks down here. I know it's a bad image, it's really dark, but no leaks. No leaks at all. So, that's with 5 liters in it. Let's keep on adding some and see what happens. Okay, the low fuel light is out. I've 10 liters into the tank, and I'm going to now see when it goes off. Starting to let the camera work, which means I'm going to turn on the fuel pump and start draining fuel slowly until it goes on.
A few moments later. A little longer than a few minutes later. Two very boring minutes later.
I finally did get to the point where the fuel light lit up on my display, and it worked out that I had, as the manufacturer said, 10%. That's assuming the tank holds 63 liters. It had about 6.5 liters in the tank when the low fuel light lit up. So yeah, it's a long and arduous process. After this, I did an awful lot of other things for calibration, and one of them was the fuel pressure sender, and I'll show you that right now.
Okay, it's showing 4 psi on the electric fuel pump, which is correct. Okay, wow, been here 8 hours in the hangar, and I'm still working on the fuel system. The problem I've been having is trying to get 2 things to work properly. The fuel pressure sensor, trying to get that set up so that it reads the right pressure. It's close. The other one is the fuel level. I couldn't get it to work at all. Zilch, nothing at all. Now I have, and if you can hear that noise in the background, that's the fuel pump. I put exactly 20 liters, down in Canada, in the tank, and then I found a setting on the EFIS that needs to be adjusted. And let's spin you around and see if I can do this while it's going. You see, right now it says I'm down to 13 liters, and it looks pretty accurate. So I'll go to set menu. I'm in the general setup. I'm in the analog EIS compatible, and it's the center fuel tank is what I listed at. It's this one, analog scale factor. I didn't know I needed to set that, so I set it and I started reading numbers. I think number 27 is correct. There's an offset as well, so I guess you got to play with those 2 numbers and until you get the correct number showing here, which right now is showing 12. I'm going to stop it when it shows me at 10 liters, which is half the jerry can that I put in. The jerry can is a 20-liter jerry can, and if it says that I have 10 liters in there. Now, I know that the analog input was working, yet it wasn't showing anything here. Oh, we're at 11. And I'll show you where that function is. And that's in the display unit maintenance, analog inputs. And right there, it's showing 1.09 volts. Soon it'll show 1.08 volts as the fuel is going down. So the capacitive fuel sensor that's there is very linear, and very sensitive. So it wasn't in the instructions, the installation instructions for this EFIS. It has so many functions. There's quite a learning curve on how to set this thing up. I'm learning a lot. It's a great unit, but you know, they really should look at, hang on. And right now it's saying I have 10 liters. Fuel pump gets turned off. And I'm going to go and check my jerry can and see if it is half full. Sorry for spinning you around like that. Oh, this looks promising. Of course, I need a light for it. I'm going to see if you guys can see this on camera. There's the jerry can. And it's about half full. Not quite. Might be a little low. Well, not really, because the full mark on here for where is it? It's on this side. The full mark on here is right here. This is 20 liters, which is just below that line there. That's about 10 liters. I don't know if you can see that. Fuel is sitting at about there, and full would be here. So I'm going to drain it all the way down to 0, because this is exactly, I put exactly 20 liters in, and see if that comes down to 0, and if it does, great. If not, maybe that's what the offset's for. So again, a learning curve for me, and it took a long time to figure this out. I had to actually turn everything off and leave the hangar for half an hour just to straighten things up in my head and figure out what am I doing wrong. So, yeah, onward. I will give you a recap of what I've done today. Not a lot, but it needed to be done before I mount the engine, because right after this is done and I get that plumbing and everything finished, which is pretty well right now, and everything calibrated, or at least partially calibrated, the engine gets mounted. Oh, what a milestone. Okay, so be right back. Yeah, I got it calibrated, but I'm finding a little problem with the top of the fuel tank. It's not reading correctly. Then I read the instructions for the fuel sending unit, and it says to start with an empty tank to calibrate. I got to drain the tank. I'm doing that tomorrow, and that'll be on a different video when I finish this up over here. I'm going to try to make this one a really short one, because I didn't do a whole heck of a lot other than check for leaks and calibrate my linear actuator. That's for the flaps and the fuel sending unit. Boy, that's quite the job. I might put together a video on how to, because I really like Grand Rapids, but their manual needs some work. There's like holes in it where I really could have used some information. So anyways, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for following along. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you like what you see, and we shall see you again here in the hangar on another weekend. And yeah, keep your stick on the ice. That's how you win hockey games. I think you'll know what I mean. Bye for now.